Hey guys, how you doing? Brad here from BGVC. Welcome back to my Making a First documentary vlog series. This is episode number 2. I'm not really going to bother following up on much from the very first vlog because it was just going to be waffle. What we're going to do is actually just dive into the actual filming. I'm going to vlog this whole next couple of days on the GH5 here. It's the night before. I'm heading, it's about an hour and a bit drive away. We're going to Gameroom Essentials, which is like one of the arcades that you can see in the trailer. I'm basically just going to tag along for the whole day with Danny. The days don't pop up where I'm not busy and he's not busy at the same time very often, but this is going to be a big step. I thought I'd just start the vlog now because I'm just getting everything ready and I just thought I'd go through the cameras that I'm using tomorrow. So I'm doing this vlog on the GH5. Like I've got a handle on it. I can put it down like as a little tripod. Like if I actually set it down, it's actually a pretty good little setup. But I'll talk to you quickly now about the cameras that I'm going to use tomorrow. We've got the Panasonic EVA1 is going to be A cam, so that's kind of suited and booted, mostly ready to go. And then camera B is going to be the S5 with the 24 to 105 Canon f4. I'm going to shoot that at 100mm tomorrow. And the camera A is going to be shooting with the Sigma R at 35mm. They're tomorrow's rigs. Basically that's going to be it. So I'm going to pack the car early tomorrow morning and just sort of make my way down there for mid-morning tomorrow, and I'm going to stay there till like 9-10 o'clock tomorrow night. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a very productive day for the documentary. Things have been on hold for a while. Tomorrow we're getting right into it. So yeah, I'm just basically out here getting things set up. I got a lot of stuff to pack. I got to pack all the lighting, all the audio equipment. I got to pack up all my charging station. It's pure bedlam. So I'm getting started early tonight. I got a bunch of stuff I got to print out, release forms, some documents, and basically just try to make sure that I use tomorrow's time efficiently. So yeah, we're jumping in. This is going to be episode 2 of the Making My Very First doco, and I thought rather than sit down and talk about it, why not just vlog it as we go? So I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, here we are back in the light of day. It's not the most pleasant day going, I'll be honest. Pretty average. I'm gonna pack this car. We're gonna need every bit of the back area, part of this car today. It's like about 8:45. I gotta swing past Office Works and print out some stuff, get petrol, and hope that fucking the traffic's alright. I think there's already like traffic jams because people are crashing because it's fucking raining. Okay, car is packed. The EVA's going to come up in the front with me. Because it's rigged, it's too hard to put it in anything like that, and I just prefer to do it the day before, get it all set up. So I'm just going to sit it in the front with my backpack and my lunch. So that's done. I'm going to just, finding things that need to come. The big diffuser, just in case. Probably won't need it today, but you never know. No good here in the garage / office. Okay, before we go, I just quickly popped into my wife's office to do some printing. Firstly, I've just got release forms, like individual release forms, basically saying what the project is and, you know, that they give me permission to edit it and distribute it, whatever. I've also, because it's a video game arcade, tonight there's actually a pinball club on that Danny's invited me to stick around for. Hopefully I can get some filming done there as well, because I'd love to film that, because the pinballs are kind of separate to the arcade. So I created basically the same sort of thing, except it's like a group one, so people, like, I don't really want to wrangle, like, if there's 10-15 people there tonight, it would just be easier if I can just get them all on a group. And this is basically just like a very rough checklist of what I want to get on a first pass for the whole doco, and then basically trying to piece it together. I've got another document that I've created a timeline which I'll show in a later episode, but that's more for post-production. This is basically my wish list of things that I want to get for the first pass. See if I've got enough, and then I'll know in more detail what I'm going to need to piece it all together. And I'm just keeping this on the clipboard that I keep the white balance and the exposure card. It's time to get out of here and hit the road. Let's do it. I haven't even packed lunch for the day. I am that fucking organised this time. God, it's totally still raining. Shit. Okay. We are utterly crammed to the eyeballs in here. I can't even move this camera around. This is everything. We've got everything in here that we need. 9:25 a.m. Let's go. Okay, just pulled in at the servo. It's now 11 o'clock. We're about 15 minutes away, 10-15 minutes away. I'm out in Salisbury now, so we're a long way from home. The weather's still absolutely fucking horrible. The arcade, I'm pretty sure, is gonna have like a tin roof. So I'm hoping that the rain chills out so it's not loud when we start the long form interview, because today's interview is a big part of the doco. So anyway, see you when we get there. Here we are. Gameroom Essentials. Okay, here we are. Hi, hi.
How you doing?
Here's the man.
Welcome, welcome.
This is Danny. Danny is playing a very significant role in this documentary. Let me turn around. I first contacted Danny about this documentary 18 months ago, a year ago, 18 months ago. Yeah. The documentary, the vibe and the story for the documentary has changed since I first approached Danny, but Danny and I have stayed in touch, and the documentary has shifted focus, and Danny is the owner of Gameroom Essentials here. They do the pinball club here, the arcades out through there, that you guys do like birthday parties and operate a retro gaming arcade. And this is going to play like a major part of the focus for this film now. The documentary is called Still Standing. I don't think I've mentioned that yet, because in the first vlog I'm just sort of talking about I'm going to make a doco. So the documentary is called Still Standing, and it's basically about arcade owners and private collectors such as Danny keeping these old gems alive for people to experience now, 30, 40 years after they were made. So today we're here to hear about Danny's history, personal history with video games, how he got into gaming, going from a collector to being an arcade owner, and then basically go behind the curtain of what it's actually like to run an arcade in 2021.
If I knew back then what I knew now, I probably would never have opened an arcade.
That's exactly why it's going to make for good viewing. Is there a spot that I can put all of my equipment? Sure.
Yeah, you can put your equipment in the dining room. We're not using that today.
Perfect. I'll bring some gear in, set up some lights, set up some cameras. We'll get cracking.
Sounds good.
Here's the gear room. The luxury of having a whole big area to myself and my gear today. This cab here, the Mortal Kombat 2, this is actually what brought me out here. My very first idea for the documentary. The documentary was going to be called A Time, A Place, A Game, and it was about trying to find out the fate of the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet that disappeared from the bowling alley that I used to go to when I was a kid, because this game was it for me. This was the game that got me into gaming. When I started searching for how I would go about trying to find if it still existed, because it disappeared from the bowling alley in 1995. So I'm like, 25 years later, how do I find this cabinet? Danny was one of the first people I got in contact with, because I seen in one of his videos on Facebook that he actually had an original MK2 cabinet, which it is here.
The game is only part of the nostalgia. The cabinet is a big chunk of it. It's just like having a car. If you had a car and you sold it, you might have regrets. And every time you see that car drive past, you go, that's the car that I used to own. It would be the same with arcades. If you knew it was your arcade, you'd want that arcade back. You would definitely want your own game back.
Danny was right. It is just like a car. If it's not the exact one you owned 25 years ago, it isn't quite the same, even though it looks just like it. So while I studied his MK2 cab for clues as to whether or not this is my proverbial car, I realized that determining that was going to be a lot harder than I first thought.
Now, I ran into hurdles trying to film that with the guys that owned the bowling alley. Like, they just kind of stopped communicating with me, which was a bummer, because I'd already put like close to 12 months worth of preparation into the film. So if you're watching, thanks heaps for that, but we're on a better track now. This is how I got in touch with Danny. I was like, dude, you've got a Mortal Kombat 2, can I come out there and investigate it and talk to you about it? So I actually done a lot of filming with Danny already going down that track. Yeah, we basically kind of stopped there as the idea kind of ran into hurdles on the front side of the film, and so now we've gone from A Time, A Place, A Game to Still Standing, a more broad sort of approach, and I'm actually really happy with this. I feel like it's a better move. It was quite yeah, I actually started having trouble padding out the rest of the film, whether or not we found the original Mortal Kombat 2 or not. But anyway, this is the machine that kind of got it all rolling anyway. So anyway, Okay, it is 1:15. We've been setting up for a couple of hours now. Danny is in position, he's mic'd up. What I'm gonna do is just really quickly run through how we've set up the scene, and then we're just gonna get cracking. Like, we've got a fair bit to cover. So basically what we have here is Danny, the key part of the setup. Danny's mic'd up. We've got a small LED panel for hair light, rim lighting. We've got the main softbox set up over there. We've got our 100mm punched in on the S5. Both shooting at V-Log, both ISO 800 to match the EVA1's native ISO. This is the framing here. Yeah, 4K 10-bit. That's basically the setup. So, and yeah, Danny come through with the move to put these rad, like, what are they? Like LED party lights. Yeah. Originally I was going to use this LED panel to light the pinball machines, but then Danny's like, I can put the party lights on. My first thoughts was, I don't know about it, but it's actually way less invasive on Danny, but it just makes the background pop.
So with the parquet lights, they're actually aiming at the walls.
Ah, so we're getting we're getting a nice diffused reflection, and I'm liking it. It's popping. Let's do this thing. Are you ready?
Well, no, but let's do it anyway.
So it's just gone 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're currently on a real quick break. We're cruising along nicely though. We're getting a lot of good content, a lot of what we need. I've still got like 6-7 hours to be here. We're gonna head out into the back sheds afterwards, which is like got a lot of really cool old gaming stuff that's not currently sort of in operation, or that is sort of in and out of rotation here in the arcade. And I love going out there. I filmed there about 18 months ago, but I just did some run and gun stuff here on the GH5. So I'm actually really looking forward to going out there, maybe throwing a light or two up, getting the EVA on it, and micing Danny up and having him talk about some of the stuff that's out there and why it's out there and what the plans for it are. But it's fascinating nonetheless. If you're into gaming like I am, seeing some of that old stuff is just, it's wicked. It's amazing. We're still rolling, it's 7 PM. I've got a lot of stuff with Danny, got a lot of B-roll. Just had dinner with the family. Love these guys, they're such good people. They're so welcoming. Plan of attack from here. The pinball tournament is just getting fired up, Pinball League. So that's where we're at, getting there, putting some dents in.
I love Black Rose, it's a really good game.
Oh, really?
All you need is one good ball. Nice. 22mm for that spinner. It is good.
Yeah.
Go!
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock now, it's getting late. I'm gonna pack up a little bit. I'm gonna charge the battery on the EVA a little bit because it's starting to go down. My batteries are going down, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm gonna pull some of that stuff apart. I'm starting to have trouble keeping track of it all. Do recommend having help. Michael, who would be probably my go-to help for something like this, was busy, and it's a long day. It's really hard to get someone to just commit to coming out. I've been out here since I left my house at 9 o'clock this morning, or whatever the start of this vlog said, I can't even remember. But it's a long day, but it would have been handy to have someone. It's just a lot to keep track of. Just a note for anyone planning on undertaking their own documentary.
I like where this is going, turning heads. I like where this is going.
Okay, that concludes filming for the day. It's been, I left my house at about 9 o'clock this morning. It's just gone 11 o'clock at night.
I left home at 8:30 this morning.
We've got a lot of what we needed to get done today. Filmed a ton of B-roll. Danny did a whole pinball tournament in that time after dinner. Productive day all round. It's a long day. Are you sleeping in tomorrow?
I'm not sleeping at all. I'm just going to drink coffee all night and do some accounts, and then I'll be back here again.
Gameroom Essentials for life. Thanks heaps for today, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it. It was good. We'll see you again soon because we've got to do more soon. So rest up.
See you guys.
See you, folks.
Are you seeing clear?